Welcome to the TPT Podcast Sports Betting Show, where hosts Dustin and Grizzy put their money on the table for this week's best bets.
Welcome back to another edition of Best Bets. Today we are doing week 4 in week 13 of the NFL season. This is our 4th episode, and to kick things off, here is our records on the screen. Here's Grizzy's record, and then here's mine. Yeah, we're doing all right this season so far, kind of starting midway through the season, and we are going to start off with Grizzy's first pick.
Whoa, Dustin, let's slow down for a little while. Let's talk. Dustin, how was your Thanksgiving?
You know what my Thanksgiving consisted of? It consisted of a Quick Trip burger and mac and cheese.
What?
Yeah.
Stop. You're joking.
Nope, that's it. That's it, because I could not visit any family because they were 4 hours away, and that was my go-to meal.
All right, well, at least you had some football, right, Dustin?
Oh, we watched football all day long, start to finish.
Now, Dustin, what was your game of the week for Thursday night?
I think it's pretty obvious. I think you had to go Lions and Packers. That was a pretty good one. The rest of them were just blowouts.
Dustin, as much as I wanted to see the Lions lose because I know it would help us out, I just couldn't root for the Packers. I just couldn't bring myself to root for the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, rooting for the Packers to win is very wrong. I mean, you just root for mistakes for the Lions. That's all you really root for.
Yeah, Dustin, you just really have to root for the mistakes. Anyways, I think this is a perfect time to get into our first bet. So since you wanted to jump right into it, how about we get into it now? Anything else you want to talk about, man? How you been?
No, I think we should get right into your losing bets for this 4th week of the season, week 13.
All right, Dustin, I'm going to kick it off with Mr. 1819. I'm going to kick it off with Adam Thielen, Mr. Carolina Panthers, Mr. Minnesota, used to be. We don't claim him anymore because he backstabbed us and left. We're going to take him higher than 6.5 receptions. He has solidified himself as Bryce Young's number 1 guy in that offense. I mean, they're playing a weak Tennessee defense, a defense that doesn't have Kevin Byard anymore. But yeah, I mean, Adam Thielen, man, over 6.5 receptions. Dustin, let's get to you.
All right, with my first pick, I am going to the quarterback position. We have 2 quarterbacks out of this 5-leg parlay. We are going with I think it was going to be my lock of the week, but it's going to be Gardner Minshew. I think he's going to throw at least 1 interception against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That Buccaneers defense is way too good, and I think it's just bound to happen. He could finish the day with 3 interceptions. All right, let's get to Grizzy's pick. Hot!
Dustin, thank you for the handoff. We're going to go to New England. Actually, no, we're going to the Giants Stadium because they're not playing in New England, but we are going to stay with the Patriots, taking Ramondre Stevenson higher than 58.5 rushing yards. Ramondre Stevenson is a beast. He's a beast running back playing a weak Giants defense who's just not that good. The Giants secondary is all right, which means I think that the Patriots will be running the ball a lot, especially with Pac-Man Jones at quarterback. I expect it to be a run fest. Let's give it to Dustin for his next pick.
Whoa, that went way over my head. All right, we're going with our second pick. I think a guy that's arguably having one of the best seasons this season on the defensive side of the ball. We're going on the Saints defense, Paulson Adebo. I think he's going to have higher than 4 tackles and assists combined. He's just having a really good season. He has a couple picks, and against Atlanta, he's going to rack up a bunch of tackles and assists, basically.
Dustin, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find who the hell that is. Would you say his name was Paulson Adebo? I have never heard of that guy before. But let's take it to Cincinnati, where we're going to take Jake Browning, lower than 205.5 passing yards, playing this stacked Steelers defense. Now that's a respectable defense. I think he's going to go lower than 205.5. These Cincinnati receivers, I know they're really good, but Jake Browning, he's just not the guy, pal. He's just not the guy. Let's see what Dustin has to say for his third pick.
All right, going with our second quarterback of the night in our 5-leg parlay, we're going with Russell Wilson against the Cleveland defense. Now, the Cleveland defense has arguably been the top defense this season, and I think Russell Wilson's going to have lower than 193.5 passing yards. It's just kind of bound to happen at this point. Russ, he's been cooking the past couple games, but I think reality is going to hit against this Browns defense. just racking up sacks, affecting the quarterback in major ways. So yeah, we're not going to see a masterclass from Russell Wilson this week. Into Grizzy's fourth pick.
That's what I think about your pick, Dustin. But let's go to Buffalo, to a man that has not had that great of weeks in past weeks. Stephon Diggs, lower at 74.5 receiving yards. This one makes me smile because guys were flaming us for trading Stephon Diggs. And look at him. He has even went over 50 yards in the last 2 weeks. I know he played some good defenses, but Stephon Diggs, you got to do better. But I'm going to have to take you lower than 74.5 receiving yards. And let's send it over to Dustin for his fourth pick.
All right, in my fourth pick in this 5-leg parlay, we're going to the brother of Dalvin Cook. We're going with James Cook on the Buffalo Bills offensive side against Philadelphia. Philadelphia's been having a pretty good stretch of games here, not allowing many, 100-yard rushers. I think James Cook is going to go under that 46.5 rushing yard game. It's just, I don't know, that Eagles defense is just too good. A lot of good defenses this week in the NFL for Week 13. Yeah, it's a good 325 game. Hopefully the Bills make it a game. I know they've been, not very good the past couple weeks, so let's see how the Bills do this following week.
But I'm going to take this off to Kansas City. They're playing the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm going to take Travis Kelce getting higher than 69.5 receiving yards. This guy has not had that great of weeks in the last couple weeks. So I think he's really due for one this week, especially against the Raiders defense. With that being said, let's get it over to Dustin for his final pick before the lock of the week.
In this final pick of my 5-leg parlay, we're going to Calvin Ridley of the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're facing the Houston Texans this week. The Texans defense has been, it's been all right this year. We're gonna give Calvin Ridley a touchdown this week. He's had, I think, 3 touchdowns in the past 3 weeks, 2 in one game and 1 in the other. I think he's due for another touchdown, and it's a great matchup for both offense and defense of that game. And I think that's pretty much a lock too. I mean, before we get to our locks of the week, I think my whole parlay has been pretty much a lock.
Okay, guys, getting to the locks of the week, I'm taking the man out of New York, Saquon Barkley, over 98.5 rushing and receiving yards. Is there much to say? Saquon's pretty much that whole offense, and he's hit this last week, and I just think Saquon's hits it this week, especially against a Patriots defense that just hasn't been that good. Yeah, that'll do it. That was my lock of the week.
All right, with my lock of the week, we're going with arguably the best kicker of all time in Justin Tucker of the Baltimore Ravens. All right, I think he's going to have more than 7.5 kicking points in this game against the Chargers. Now, the Chargers defense, we all know, isn't super great. That Ravens defense and offense is just going to pound the Chargers. And I think it's honestly going to be a blowout. And with blowouts, you get multiple points. So that Justin Tucker, he's going to get a couple field goals. He's going to get a couple extra points. I think it's pretty much a gimme. All right, guys, that will do it for this episode of Best Bets. If you guys want to see more, please do leave a like, give us a follow over on TikTok, and be sure to join us for Week 14 and Week 5 of our episodes. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. All right, guys, I'm going to add a quick break in here. If you guys do want to follow our picks, copy or fade, you guys can go to underdogfantasy.com. And when you sign up, you can use my code ThatVikingsFan and match your first deposit up to $500. It used to be $100. Now it's $500. So put in as much as you want and you will match your first deposit up to $500.